Thanksgiving is a time to come together with friends and family and to be thankful for all the good things that we have in our lives.
That's right. And this Thanksgiving, our Jeff Dubroff tells us a story of a man who has plenty to be thankful for.
Coy Featherston was a name and a face in Corpus Christi, one you couldn't miss.
You were the athlete of the area, you know, and you were always doing good and you were nice to people.
He was the toast of the town, voted best boy in his King 1971 graduating class, and on his way to play football for Darrell K. Royal at the University of Texas. It was a path most could only dream about, but not for Coy, who dropped out of the university shortly after being there, something his family couldn't understand.
I feel like I've sullied the family name by dropping out of the University of Texas and going someplace else.
That someplace else started out as an adventure for Coy. He began as a roadie for the legendary musician Frank Zappa, followed by looking for work in Atlanta, Georgia, where his luck began to run out.
I sort of lost everything. My family wouldn't help me out with my storage room, which had all my possessions, and they went like this.
This, Coy claims, was due to a drastic misconception his family had of him.
They said, well, you know, you're a drug addict. I'm not a drug addict. I've never been a drug addict. I've never done drugs that would make me a drug addict. You don't know me that well. Why would you think that?
That's when it came crashing down for Coy. 1995-96. The first year he wound up living on the streets in Atlanta, Georgia, and then moving to Austin, Texas.
Sleeping bags on top of me. I had 2 or 3 sleeping bags and I had 4 or 5 sweaters on.
And that's where he was the next 18 years, living in Austin, mostly finding shelter at this parking garage behind a church on Austin's infamous drag.
Being on the street as long as I had, I got used to doing certain things, you know, and things that I didn't want to do, things that I didn't normally do.
His outlook was bleak.
I was at a breaking point. I was at a serious breaking point.
Then one day, an old friend by the name of Leah Meckling found Coy in his usual spot on Guadalupe Street and picked him up.
Literally, I wanted to cry.
And while with Leah, word began to spread to Coy's friends from high school. That is when Pat Judd stepped in, creating a GoFundMe page to get Coy on his feet.
One doesn't know. I mean, yeah, you have friends out there, but are your friends always going to be there? Are they going to be around you? Are they going to be there to pick you up when you fall and break?
When we spoke to Pat in our first story, he said he had little expectations. The GoFundMe exploded, and close to $19,000 have been raised to date.
I'm still getting emails from people, you know, that are my sister's age, and she's 2 years younger than me. People like that says, you probably don't remember me. And he said, but you know, I always looked up to you when you were in high school and in middle school, you know.
Precious, that's my sweetheart.
These days, Coy is off the streets. He's now living with an old friend in Lago Vista, adjusting to a normal routine. It's truly an amazing journey from the streets to a bed and in the comfort of a home so quickly. I had just one more question to ask.
A lot of people you did not know donated money to this GoFundMe. A lot of people you had never met before, but they knew you. To those people, what would you say to them if you had the opportunity?
All I can say is thank you. Thank you in the biggest way. Because you'll find out. If you're out there and you're in that same situation that I'm in, you know, get in touch with your friends. Get in touch with them and don't be afraid to ask for help.
Jeff Dubroff, Chris 6 News.